Hi friends, welcome back to our channel, and we have so much to share with you this time. We have been so busy between renovating the farmhouse, finishing renovations in Knoxville, and packing Knoxville. There's just so much to tell you. So here we go. So the last big thing we did in the farmhouse was Chris finished removing all of the drywall from the ceiling in the living room, and we're going to repurpose it in the master bedroom. So he's got this nifty tool that he's borrowing from his friend that lets you lift the drywall to the ceiling and then you just drill it back into the ceiling. It's great. We'll be able to repurpose this drywall, so this is less drywall we have to buy down the line. This drywall stand really is a game changer, and we highly recommend it if you need to hang some drywall on the ceiling. We got to a stopping point with this project, and then we decided to head back to Knoxville. Look at this sunset in the valley with the mountains. This is literally our yard. In the Knoxville house, Chris took on the project of finishing the trim throughout the entire house. He's having a great time.
It's kind of dark.
Since buying and renovating this house, I just never got around to doing the trim anywhere. So we've had to do all of the closets and all the rooms and just every little spot that needs trim. Trim is really annoying, but it really does make a space look so much nicer, like this pantry. I think I'm finally starting to get used to stuff just being everywhere again, which is inevitable whenever you're renovating anything. So we've got chaos here in Knoxville, and we've also got chaos in the valley at the farmhouse. I'm so thankful that Chris is here now, and he can help with the trim and to help finish the Knoxville house so that we can move. In the midst of all the renovations, I set up at the Hummingbird Festival at Imes Nature Center, which is the venue that we got married in, so that was super fun. And back to trim. I promise I was actually helping and not just filming. Hopefully poor Chris doesn't have to do trim for a long time, but I guess that's just until the farmhouse is ready for trim. We packed and loaded our first official load to take to the valley. We had church service there anyways, so we decided to take a load. And the next day we took another load, and this included some stuff for the camper. That night in the camper we hung some shelves and sort of made a plan of where we wanted to put things. We also needed to tape up the AC unit so that no bugs would come in and it would keep the cool air inside. I've lived in a lot of different places throughout my 20s, and most of them were rentals. So I had kind of collected different shelves that we used in different places, and several of them work perfectly for this camper. These shelves are going to be perfect to put like our bathroom things like toothbrush and Q-tips and stuff like that, and then maybe a few kitchen things that are small. I think this little basket shelf might just be our pantry. Even though the camper is super small, I really want to try my best to make it cozy and comfortable and make it feel like home. Because it will be home for just a little bit of time. I just felt like it would be nice to have a comfortable chair to sit in so that we didn't always have to go sit on the bed or sit on a folding chair. So this will be a nice chair to just rest and maybe read and who knows what else. So here's what we accomplished that day, and we got our shelves and a chair. It's slowly becoming ready for us to live in it. I had this extra piece of butcher block counter from the Knoxville house, and so I thought it would be the perfect thing to put on top of this little cabinet that was already in the camper. So now we have some more counter space. It might not be the best use of space, but I'm really glad that we're able to get this chair to fit in this corner. Very soon, this will be our new home, but just for a little while. So it was time to head back to Knoxville again, but we are gonna stop in La Follette at Chris's scrapyard and pick up something that we're taking back to Knoxville. Chris has a skid loader and we're taking it back to Knoxville to do some land clearing. I told you guys, I am helping. I feel like this video should be titled, Chris works hard and Chris does a bunch of things. But if there's anything true about Chris, it's that he works hard and he knows how to do a bunch of things. So we'll give credit where credit is due, and he deserves credit. The next day is demolition day for the weeds. No weed is safe in this yard today. The Knoxville house is on 0.62 acres, so there's a little bit of land. This is so satisfying to watch, so let's speed it up and enjoy it together. Well, that took them a whole 20 minutes in real time. So we went out for breakfast, but not just for breakfast. Chick-fil-A has single-handedly provided so many boxes for moving. You just let them know you need boxes, and then they'll save fried boxes and whatever else boxes, and you just go pick them up. As if Chick-fil-A needed another reason to be awesome. These boxes really are coming in handy, and we even got some chicken biscuits. Now that we've got some breakfast, let's get back to work on the yard. The people that owned the house before us, they must have used this piece of yard for a landfill because there was so much trash that we pulled out of this section of the yard. Our neighbor, Mr. Bill, came over to supervise. There also was this really weird hill in the yard, and we never really knew what was underneath it. When I moved in, there was a chicken coop right next to it, and so I figured it was maybe something for the chickens. Well, we dug it up while we had the skid loader over, and turns out it was just a lot of sand underneath a tarp, and then grass had grown over it. I'm telling you, the people that lived here before me, they didn't make a lot of sense. Let's speed it up again. While we had the skid loader over in Knoxville, we offered to help Mr. Bill with a few projects on his land. He and Chris have become good friends and they have a lot in common. The next day, Chris's uncle came over with their box truck and they loaded up all the trash that we pulled out from the yard. So much trash. When they brought all this trash to the landfill, it weighed in at over 2,000 pounds. After the land was clear, Chris wanted to run the lawnmower over the land to get all the little twigs and things, but he didn't account for how dry it was. Where are you? Chris got some grass seed to sow on the newly cleared land. Hopefully, if we get some grass to grow before the other weeds start to grow, it'll help to kill all the other bad weeds so that it's just grass. And then he sprinkled a layer of hay over the entire yard to protect the seeds. While he was doing that, I pressure washed the driveway. Let's give it up for the cleared yard. I mean, wow, look at that. Clearing this part up here was only possible because of heavy machinery that I just never had before I met Chris. We're really hoping this will help the house sell. The next day was Sunday, and so since we had to go to church, we took another load. There's a whole list of things that we needed to finish on the Knoxville house before we could list it. These are just little maintenance things like touching up paint, and just making it look nicer so that it'll sell faster. We needed to repaint the bricks in the front of the house, so instead of paying a lot of money for paint, we found several gallons of masonry paint on the mistake rack at the paint stores where they're really discounted. So we took them, we mixed them together to get a mystery color, which turned out to be really nice. I think it's true what they say that men never truly grow up. And honestly, I'm really thankful for that. We decided to pack up the guest room mattress to take over to the camper, and Chris had a brilliant idea of how to get it to fit inside of my car. This entire week, it rained every single day, so if we wanted to move anything to the valley, it had to be in my car. Chris worked on cleaning the gutters, which didn't take long at all. We're really hoping that this house sells as soon as it gets listed because we really need the money to renovate the farmhouse. Now it's time to load up our taco mattress and, you guessed it, head to the valley. It's going to be so nice when we finally don't have to drive back and forth so many times throughout the week. But thankfully, it really is a pretty drive. We finally got taco mattress to the camper, and so we'll set it up so that it's ready for us to sleep on it. With this trip, we also brought over a few other things like the toaster oven, the toaster, a crock pot, a few little decorations, just some things to make the camper feel like home. So lately, I've been in Knoxville packing up every single thing in the house. It is kind of bittersweet to take down all the decorations that I thoughtfully put up in this house to make it home. But I know that the future is very exciting, and so I can't wait to get started on our farmhouse. We took another load to the valley and even brought some more shelves that we can hang up in the camper. And we even brought and hung up a TV for the camper. I brought some clean bed sheets and made the bed. I picked out a couple of books from my library that I thought I'd probably be interested in reading while living in the camper. Chris fixed the seal on the door. It was letting in a little bit of rainwater, so now we don't have to worry about that. I picked out a few wall decor pieces to hang in the camper because obviously the camper needs to be cute too. We ate our first dinner together on the mini fridge in the camper. And then one of Chris's favorite movies, Jaws, got put back in the theaters for the anniversary, and it was in 3D, so we had a date night. The following Monday, we took a big load again, and we loaded up some furniture this time, including the desk that we're hoping fits in the camper. Back to the valley we go. Chris's family owns a big storage building in the valley, so this is where I'm storing my stuff for now until we can move it into the house. We are thankful to not have to pay for a storage unit. If it fits, it ships, right? And the moment of truth, the desk fits. This is so exciting because this means I'll get to run my business, no problem, from the camper. This desk will also be our kitchen, where we'll cook and just really the table for everything you need a table for. Since it's our last week in Knoxville, Me and Mr. Bill went to Cracker Barrel. We've been going to Cracker Barrel together since we've been neighbors for the past couple years. We'll still get to go to Cracker Barrel together, but it won't be as often. We'll be sure to visit him when we come to Knoxville. So here we are in a house full of chaos. We are trying to pack and finish because we just have a couple days to get out before the house gets listed. It's crazy that it's time to move on from this house. This house was such a big blessing in my life in so many ways, and it was such a fun adventure to renovate it. So it's sad to say goodbye, but I am really excited for what's coming next. Stay tuned for the next video. That'll be us officially moving to the valley and probably the first few days of living in the valley. There's definitely exciting times ahead. Subscribe to our channel to follow along. See you next time.